Welcome to the last video in the plant life cycle series. This one is all about seed dispersal. So let's start off with the plants produce flowers, flowers develop into fruit, fruit protects the seeds, and the seeds will eventually grow a new plant. But how does the plant ensure that the seeds get where they need to be to grow a new plant? Well, that's where seed dispersal comes into it. Seed dispersal is the last process in the life cycle of a plant. Plants need to spread their seeds far and wide to ensure survival of the species. Seeds come in different shapes and sizes, so they are spread in different ways. First way that seeds can spread is by wind. Some seeds are very small and designed in ways to catch the wind and be carried far away on the breeze, like a dandelion. Now you can see these little bits on the base are the seeds, and they're designed with these little hairy bits up here to catch the wind and float them away. And then we also have some of these. You might have seen a leaf like this. When I was a kid, we called them helicopter leaves because when you threw them up in the air, they spiraled down like helicopters. The next way that seeds can be dispersed is by water. So some seeds can actually float and travel great distances, even across oceans, like a coconut. Remember, a coconut is a seed, and it can float far, far away and start its life sometimes even in another country. Another seed that can travel by water is this of a lotus. These beautiful lotus flowers have these incredible looking seed pods that can be dispersed by water. The next way, which is I think probably one of the most common ways that seeds can be dispersed, is by animals. And seeds can be dispersed by animals in two ways. First is by digestion. That is where animals will eat the fleshy part of the fruit, and the seeds will pass through them, pass through their digestive system and come out the other end. And they come out the other end unharmed, and the animals pass it out in their waste, and then a new plant can grow. Seeds can be dispersed by animals by hooks. So some seeds or fruits have little hooks on them so they can bounce, so they can become hooked, into an animal's fur. The animal can then take the seeds for a ride until they fall off in a new area and start a new plant. So let's have a look at digestion. So we have parrot here eating a fruit with seeds inside. Sometimes animals like little squirrels can collect the seeds like peanuts, and they can eat them, but they can also, what they sometimes do in winter, is bury them in the ground for the summertime, but then they forget where they bury them, and then they start to grow new plants. Big animals, even like monkeys or orangutans, can eat the fruit and it comes out the other end in their waste. And speaking of waste, here is a picture of some animal poop with seeds clearly visible. Now this poo here, not only is it disgusting, but it's also excellent fertilizer for a plant. So these seeds are off to a great start in that poo. If they get just the right amount of water and sunlight, they will start their life in a very, very rich pile of nutrients. Alright, so the next one we have by animals is by hooks. Now this poor dog has run through the grass and collected a whole bunch of seeds all over his face. These are the seeds by hooks. This seed here, I think it's called burlap, and these seeds with their little hooks are actually what inspired somebody to invent Velcro. So you might have used Velcro on maybe some shoes or something else, and if you look at it closely, you'll see that it has little tiny hooks on the end of the plastic bits in Velcro, and that helps to attach itself to other to animals' fur, or Velcro to an item of clothing. And lastly, you've probably seen these before on your socks or your shoes after you've been walking in the bush. These are seeds with little hooks on the end that can attach to plants and animals as well. The next way that seeds can be dispersed is by explosion. Sounds dramatic, and sometimes it can be. So some plants have pods on them that explode when they're ripe, and they shoot the seeds out great distances to spread themselves around. Seed pods like peas, when they ripen, they split open and they can explode those peas out. And this is actually a picture of a exploding cucumber, and you can see it spurting the seeds out there. And in fact, I might drop a video of an exploding cucumber after you watch this one. And that is the end of the life cycle of a plant series. So Theo's here. Theo wants to say hello.
Hi.
Alrighty, goodbye.
Bye.